So I think one of the areas, kind of career choice areas that I was unfamiliar with as a graduate student that seems to be really exciting to a lot of my students is academic and scientific publishing. So we had an editor from Trends in Biotechnology, which is a Cell Press journal that publishes only perspectives, so only short review articles with kind of input on what the authors think is important. So he came to talk to our group, and it was really interesting to hear his career path. He did a PhD and a postdoc, and then decided what he was really passionate about was ensuring that science communication, he could communicate what he thought was really cool to the broader community, and this was the best way he could think of to do it. We also have someone coming in who's currently working through AAAS as a representative in embassies as a science representative. So she gets to travel around Europe and basically works with different patent offices to ensure that US kind of patent technology and intellectual property is well represented. So 90% of her job is international travel, also after doing a PhD and postdoc, which is really cool. And I think the third example I'll give is we are having someone come in who runs the Bay Area Science Festival, which is this huge 50 or 60,000 person festival that's held at the baseball stadium in downtown San Francisco every year. And she also did a PhD and postdoc and realized where her passion was getting kids interested in STEM even, before high school. So ensuring that there are fun demonstrations that people can see, but also that the science behind them is really well represented, which I think is often lost when you think about science demos. They're big and flashy, but they don't necessarily communicate what's cool about the science. And so kind of her role in this is to ensure that all the demos that are done have a fundamental explanation behind them. I think generally more diverse groups of people come up with more creative solutions to problems, which is fundamentally what academic research is. It's solving problems. So the more diversity you can have in a room, especially diversity of thought, which I believe comes from diversity of experience, is really important to me. So encouraging people who are not kind of traditionally from STEM feeder backgrounds, you meet a lot of professors who have professor parents. So getting students who are first generation graduate school or even first generation college is really important to me. One of the best undergraduates I ever mentored was actually a transfer student from a 2-year university who never even realized that academic research was a possibility. And after working in the lab, he's now pursuing a PhD and is doing incredibly well just because of that experience. And he is one of the most independent workers that I've ever interacted with and one of the most creative people. So.